If you've been watching all the videos, I say drawing a picture to last, because drawing a picture will only work if you have your X tiles on one side and your unit tiles on the other side. So it's a nice way because it's a visual, you can see it, and it's probably very familiar to how you have learned in the past. So I'm going to start with 3/5 x equals 60. So I'm going to take my fraction of 3/5 and I'm going to draw a number line, and this is just going to be a sketch. Now realistically, if I was doing a perfect number line, I would use graph paper. These sections would be evenly spaced. I know I start with 0. This would be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5, or I'm going to call it 1. Again, I divide it in fifths because that is the denominator of my fraction. If I look at my equation, it's 3/5 of what number is 60. So I don't know what the whole number is, but I do know that 3 of the 5 sections is 60. So this section plus this section plus this section have a value of 60. Well, if you think about that, that's really 60 divided into 3 different sections. And again, if this was a real perfect drawing, these would have been equal. So my sections would have equal values. So that would be 20, 20, and 20, because 20 times 3 equals 60, or 60 divided by the 3 sections equal 20. Well, if these sections are each worth 20, then these sections also need to be worth 20. So now I have 5 sections of 20. So 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, or 5 times 20 equals 100. So x needs to equal 100. This will work with a fraction. However, it just is a little bit more complicated. So I am going to clear it all up, give myself some room. Once again, I have 2 fractions here, but I'm looking at the fraction coefficient. So what is the denominator of the number that is tied together with our variable? And it's this once again. So I'm going to take my number line and I'm going to draw them into, try to do equal parts of 5. Again, it's a sketch. It's not perfect. And I have 0, I have 1/5, I have 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and a whole. So very similar as the last section. But now 2/5 of my section, so I don't know the whole section, is 3/7. So 2 of these sections need to equal 3/7. The reason why this isn't quite as easy as the whole number is now I have to take 3/7 and divide it into 2. So 3/7 divided by 2. So 3/7 divided by 2, which is the same as 2 over 1. I'm going to use my super giant 1 to get the 2 over 1 off the bottom. So I multiply by the reciprocal. That way, the bottoms cancel each other out, and I'm left with 3/7 times 1/2. And when I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across. So 3 times 1 equals 3. 7 times 2 equals 14. So remember, that means each one of these sections is 3/14. So let's think about it. 3/14 plus 3/14 equals 6/14, which is reduced to 3/7. So if these 2 sections are worth 3/14, then every section is going to be worth 3/14. So now I have to go back and I need to add 3/14 plus 3/14 plus 3/14 plus 3/14 plus 3/14, or I could do 3/14 times 5 because I have 5 sections. Multiplying by 5 is the same as 5 over 1. So I multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 1 is 14. Again, I can't leave my fraction like that because the numerator, the top number, is bigger than the denominator. That's a fraction greater than 1. So I need to turn it into a mixed number. 14 goes into 15 one time with a remainder of 1, and those were 14 pieces. So my final answer, my V equals 1 and 1/14.